Hey guys, I just want to talk with you a little bit today about sticking to what you're good at in life versus what you're not. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit today and tell you a little story from my life that I hope illustrates my point. I hope sticks with you, and I hope makes you change the way you think about yourself and your skills and your talents and what you've got to share with the world and what you're good at right now, and exploiting that really and using that to your advantage versus going after things that you might not be good at or you might not be as strong at or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to not expand your horizons and try different things and do different things, but there's going to be these points in your life where like you've been born with some God-given talents that things you're just good at, things you have a natural inclination to do. And I think in general, if you tune into those things and exploit them, you're going to be a lot more successful and you're going to have a lot more forward movement in your life versus if you try to, let's say, like reinvent the wheel or something, or just completely acquire a new skill set or talent set that you weren't born with. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying like don't pursue something that you're really in love with or anything like that. But I hope after telling you this story, this makes a little more sense. So without further delay, let's just talk about my little life analogy that I can tell you. And this is a real world story. This is something that happened to me in my life. When I was in high school, I was at a crossroads, let's say, where all the years prior to this, I was playing sports, and I was very good at baseball and basketball all throughout my life. I mean, since I was a young kid, those were my strongest sports. I was really excelling. I was doing good. I was on like the All-Star League and everything. I was kicking ass and taking names, right? Well, when I got to high school, right, I had never played football a day in my life. But from moment number one in high school, football is like, at least like here in the United States, and like, you know, I think it's like most of us, wherever you're at growing up. I mean, football in high school is a very big deal. It's kind of the most popular thing to do. And it's something that like most every kid, I think, wants to be a part of. But I had never played football a day in my life. And I got roped into this I don't want to call it a trap, but I got sucked in, and I was like, well, like everybody's playing football and this is clearly the cool thing to do. And like, I need to play football and I need to do this and I need to like get involved with football. So like there I go, like from freshman year all the way up to senior year. Like I was asses to elbows the first couple of years. I was pretty terrible. It took me 4 long years to work my way up to like a barely like almost going to be the starting position. I thought I had it. And really quickly, as the season broke in my senior year in high school, like I only maybe started like 1 or 2 games. I rotated out. I didn't have the skills that some of my counterparts had. And I got like no play time. And it was like this really lackluster 4 years of my life playing football and like pouring like everything I had into this, that I was trying so hard to like get better and excel, but it was a learning curve. And at the end of the day, I didn't have the natural inclination to playing football that a lot of my friends had. And, you know, I don't want to say it was a horrible, bad experience. I learned a lot. I tested myself. I tried something new. But every single time when I look back and reflect on those years, I always have a little bit of regret, because I think if I could do it all over again, I really think that if I stuck with, like I said, baseball and basketball, those sports that I was truly good at, those might not have been as popular of sports to play in high school, but I would have been good at them. I would have been like just kicking ass and like scoring big and playing every game and getting attention and like getting like just doing good things like with those talents that I clearly had in me for whatever reason. Like that was just, I don't know, like I said, from a young age, I was just inclined to like do good at those sports for you know, whatever reason. I look back and I'm like, man, I would have been like more popular in high school. I would have had more girls in high school. I would have had more friends. Probably I would have like had better relationships. I would have had a more cohesive relation with all the guys on my team. I would have just had like a better, more fun, like all around better experience in high school than what I had, where I was clawing from the bottom, like trying to make something out of myself on that football team when I was a nobody, you know, stacked up to a lot of these kids that had been playing all their lives and they were just good at it. And it was just like their inclination, their gifts, and like good for them. Like that's great. But that wasn't me. I didn't have it. I was like always 2 steps behind in that realm. And this whole thing just really stuck with me as I moved forward out of that experience in life. And like, it's something that I've thought about a lot. This is the reason why I'm talking to you guys today, is I want to pass a story on to you. And I just want you to remember that whoever you are, wherever you're listening at right now, and like whatever it is that you do and you do well, I want you to tune into that. I want you to really focus on that and like take that ball and run with it. Do as good of things as you can as with those things in your life, as opposed to trying to be like me and trying to be the cool kid and trying to play football and trying to fit in with that world and trying to do those things. Because at the end of the day, I really think that those things that you've got natural gifts and inclinations towards are going to bring you a whole different level of happiness. It's going to be more fulfilling and more exciting and just better for you all around than like chasing those things like where you're just trying to fit in, like you're just trying to play catch up. You're just trying to, maybe be something that you're not. Let's just put it like that. So that's really just the message today, guys. I want to share with you. I hope that my little analogy will stick with you as you go through life, and I hope this makes you take pause and thinks about those, or causes you to think about those things in your life that you're good at right now, and like what do you really excel at, and like what are your natural gifts, and like are you exploiting those things, or are you still trying to like track after those other things that you might not be as good at? Like, are you still trying to be me playing high school football? Like, are you still just like chasing this thing that's like maybe not meant for you or something? So just try to think about those things, try to tune into those things. Like I said, I don't want to deter you if you're trying to do something different or push your boundaries a little bit. I'm all about that stuff. Like, I really am. But at the end of the day, like, think about like, what are your strengths? Like, what are you good at? What do you want to do? What are you interested in? What sports do you like playing? I loved playing basketball and baseball. Honestly, I'd never fucking enjoyed football. So like, what does that tell you about the whole thing at the end of it all, right? I hope that right there sticks with you. That's the last thing I'm going to say today, because I want that part to stick with you guys. Okay? I hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon.